in hearts, and the guy wakes up in the big blind with aces
That is so
and
sick.
gets it done. That's sickening. Yeah.
Because, like, Rich should fold so.
Here we are, folks. Back again. And let's see if we can find some sounds. There we have it. No time for monkey business today. We're straight into it. As we can see here, there's 106,000 up top of the main event, the Grand Prix main event at Playlive Melbourne. This is what we've trained for. This is what we're playing for tonight. And the prize pool is massive. Daniel Lee picks up pocket tens. And we're paying down to 42nd place tonight. There are currently 43 players left, so the next to die will not get paid. And Lee raises double the big blind to 12, 24 with 24 big blind ante. And we're not going to hide the fact the wildcard poker is riding for Nelson Dong, the Dongmeister, up the stakes poker. We also respect the Chidwick and Occupy poker. So we obviously selected Nelson Dong as our honorary token. Obviously, we don't have sponsors here at Wildcard Poker, and Occupy Poker sponsors the Play live stream. And we thought instead of asking for a sponsor, we would pay it forward to Nelson Dong and highlight his work in the space. And he has a stack. I've seen him on socials. He's got a couple of million. So I don't know if he's got a couple of million, but I'm going to say he's got a couple of million, 1.5 million maybe. So he's got chips. So we're hoping he makes the final table and we get to call his action tonight and just razz up the Nelson. And Rich Colin, rich by name, rich by nature. 53 bigs leading this Fiji table here. Exciting stuff. A few of the players have pissed off and left the table half empty. If you're watching this, throw a comment in the chat. Any questions, any comments, maybe some advice on how to do better. $1,500 buy-in for this main event. 472,000 in the prize pool. As I said earlier, first prize up top, 106K. Second place, big ladder down to 65,000. Third, 40 grand. Fourth, 28,000. Fifth, 23,000. Sixth, 20 grand. Seventh, 15. 12th, 8th, 12. And 9th will get you 10K. Paid 10K. And the first ladder, the first rung of the ladder is 3,000. So double your buy-in if you make it one more place. And we have Fat Nguyen on 2.3 bigs. And Sean Ragazzoni in hijack. 9-4 folds. Fat folds. Rich. Colin. Or is he raising? He's raising. 8 ace. I can't even say it. Finds the big blind with the primo. Ace jack of hearts. Dominating the ace 8. The ace hits the flop. The button. Has to be thinking he's got the best of this. Rich Colin has the option as it's being checked by the big blind, and Mackenzie Alford, never seen Mac before, throws in the call, I believe. I am correct. And the turn is a 9, bringing a gut shot for Rich Colin to go with his pair of aces. And this time, Mackenzie leads out with Ace Jack, wanting to protect, give his hand a bit of protection from the diamonds that have now presented, and also the flush draw, putting the pressure back on Rich Colin, the big stack. He makes the call, and the river is the King of Hearts, providing no help for Rich. Safe card there for Mackenzie. Not putting the dealer, not putting the button on Ace King at this point. And Rich will just pay him off here. And does. And Big Mac pockets 300k profit from that pot. Well played. Didn't get too crazy pre-flop, and that helped. That helped. Got a little bit more excited on the turn, started to lead. And then value betting the river. Couldn't ask for much more than that. If you're sitting at the table, and the Lotus is in the dealer chair tonight, so we've got a few new faces in this main event. I don't know that I've called, maybe Fat Nguyen. I think I've called him before at Playlive, but all these others, not so certain. Hang on, there's a familiar face. It's Bruno from Encanto. Anyway, we don't talk about Bruno. And still no comments in the stream. Like and subscribe and all that. Also like and subscribe to the official Play Live commentary and Octopi Poker, who supports them. But don't forget Nelson Dong, Up to Stakes Poker. And after he wins this event, I'm sure it'll increase traffic towards his venture. Daniel Lee in the big. Is it Lee? Is it Lie? Who knows? Nobody knows. So under the gun +1, Ace Queen, open, raised to 50k in big blind. Calls off with Jack 9. Flop comes 7-7-10. Goes check, check. The turn. It's a 2 of hearts. Bringing in heart flush opportunities. But no player has 2 hearts, so the door will close. And Ace Queen still ahead on the river. Lee now with an option. Lee now with an option to bluff it. Talks himself into a bet and proceeds to put 80k in the pot. Christian. Does he believe? Or does he not believe? That's what it comes down to. He calls. Ace high is good. That'll do, he says. 43 still remain. The bubble has not yet popped. As we see, Daniel Lee, 45 bigs. Rich Collin, 41. Mackenzie Alford, 40 bigs. Christian Downer, 32. Shem Goltz, 26 bigs. Winston Tan, 21. And as we get down lower, there's a bit of a gap. The bottom of the ladder here, Sean Ragazzoni. 8 bigs, Josh Foster, 8 bigs, and Fat Nguyen, 2.3 bigs. He is likely to face elimination soon as we return live. And the Lotus. She sits in Lotus position with her hands in Gyan Mudra, meditating on this next hand. Lip syncing. Hit me baby one more time with her headset on. And she looks happy to be here. And the boys look down at their cards. Christian under the gun with 9-9. It's no in German. 9-9. And raises to 50. Just a min click from under the gun. Sean, Pasta, Ragazzoni, Fat Nguyen, 2.3 bigs. Under the gun +3, pocket 10s. It's a jam all day, but on the button, is it? On the bubble, is it? It's a jam all day, but on the bubble, is it? This is the question. To launch or not to launch? And if he had have studied with Octopi Poker, he might know what to do here. He's in an ICM prison. Individual chip memories. Jail. For Fat Nguyen. Oh, it's Nugent. Nugent. Not Nguyen. Nugent. Nguyen. Fat Nguyen. Obviously, it's up to him, really, isn't it? He's still 1, 2, 3. 3 hands away from the blinds. So, what do you do? If it's me, I'm flipping. I'm running 10-10 here because I want to win this thing. I don't want to just make money. I want to win this thing. And if I'm everybody else, I'm calling the clock. This is ridiculous. All right, call the police. Excuse me, sir. You have been driving under the legal limit. Hurry up. You can tell he's thinking about this decision. Heart is racing. This is a live feed from Fat Nguyen's shirt. And he jams it in with 10-10. It's a good spot. Not great. It's okay. But he's dominating 9-9, which is good for him. And the big removes himself, and Christian Downer calls it And I would have liked to see the big actually flat call this and potentially hit a jack and get them both out. But anyway, there's a 7 and another 7. So the 10s hold. And Fat Nguyen. Fat Nguyen. Fat Nguyen. Nguyen. Fat Nguyen. He doubles. Good on him. Good to see the bubble not pop. And look at the rail. We've got a whole variety of fancy birds out there. Got some crows. A couple of kookaburras. I saw one white cockatoo. A few peacocks for sure. Is that Nelson Dong out there on the far wall? Looks like it. I'm casting a broad eye over the field, trying to find our man Nelson Dong. And the Lotus deals up to the feature table as I bring my attention back to the main action here. Winston. He is sitting on 21 bigs under the gun with Queen 2 folds. Sean. Regazzoni. Ace King. Offsuit, but black. 8 bigs in his stack. Every day of the week, this is an all-in jam here. But in this spot, can you fold and survive? Zero people watching the stream. Well done, Wildcard Poker. You are killing it. He raises. Doesn't jam, he raises. He basically jams. Keeps 42k behind. Puts the 150 in the middle. Shem folds. Christian. Downer. Ace 5 of diamonds. The solver special. Suited ace 5. Doesn't want to pay the man. Wins 10. What does he have? Looks like he's called. So hang on. I may be wrong about that. Okay. That hand is over. And we wait for the next as we are playing hand for hand here. The blinds are 12 and 24. See what they say, our co-commentary team.
We just turned the mics off there for a second as both of us had to go for a bit of a cough. We were talking about the air conditioning and just playing poker in the air-conditioned areas. You do get a bit of a mutant kind of virus that goes
Yeah.
around there a little bit because you're touching everybody else's chips, your own chips. You go to the bathroom, you go outside, I should say.
Mutants.
You come straight back in, share a couple of vapes if you're out of smokes or whatever, yada, yada, yada. Everybody gets a little bit down and out. But we're going to call the action all the way through until the conclusion of day 2 tonight, which should be anywhere between 11:30 and 12 o'clock, or at the end of level 22 regardless. So if this bubble goes for another 3.5 hours, all of these players will be coming back tomorrow on the Stone Cold bubble, or 2.5 hours, I should say, if it gets to level 22 by that stage. Anyway, back round to Sean Ragazzini, 6-4 of hearts. Under
Good
the
shout
gun.
there. Good shout there
Just
from Monkey.
Double
Picked
that
up
one.
just picked up the blinds last hand with the Ace King offsuit.
Sorry about that. We're back again. Yes. The boys. They did cross live to me. And I went to cross live to them. And we both weren't watching anything, which is fine. Mackenzie. Big Mac, as he's known in the streets. McAlford, they call him. Daniel Lee, Jack 8, off suits. Big stack though, 1.1 million. Got to be happy. A bit bored on the bubble. And Shem Goltz. And if he doesn't, who will? You know what I mean? Seated at the table with a poke bowl by the looks of it. I don't love the vibe of eating at a feature table. I don't love it personally. But it's done, you know. You always see people spill drinks, spill food on your table, and it's not great. So another hand of blinds simply stolen. Let's see if we can cross live to our good friend Nelson Dong. We are also riding with Chi Kong in the deep freeze event. We have 5% of his action over there, and we are hoping for him to run deep in that. He's on a break now. Looks like he's got a few chips. It's deep and it's cold. Let's see what the Dong's doing. He's got a pile of chips, this fella. An absolute stack of chips. Get it? He's stacking them tall. I can see them in the background from here. You can see Nelson Dong out there, if that's him. He has an absolute pile of chips in front of him, right in the far wall there with that mountain. Good on him. Let's go, Nelson. Nelson in the main. And if I wish I could bet on the double. Nelson in the main and Chi Kong in the deep freeze. That'd be a sick bet. Now let's see if we cross back live to the monkey.
Tomorrow, come down here to 129 York Street, South Melbourne, and Playlive will deal the cards out for you and give you an opportunity to win some money.
Great plug there from the monkey. 129 York Street. This is the home of the pinnacle of Australian poker. Fixed address, not a tour, not a series that disappears and comes back. It stays week after week, grinding a groove into the Australian poker scene and just really creating a hub, a home. You know, and a man's home is his castle, like Playlive is for so many of these degenerates. Degenerate poker players down there. Skilled craftsmen, though. And look at the Lotus sitting there on the dealer's table in suspended animation almost. Let's just say this. I reckon the biggest stack at this table doesn't even have any chips. And there's someone's come in here with some kind of stool. And who is that? Rich Colin. What a name. You know? Colin. So, still 43 left on this bubble. And play does continue. And it's hard to tell who's railing who here, as players are on both sides of it. Blue shirt there, inside the rail for the feature table, putting his hand up for best dressed tonight. Haven't given out the best dressed award for a while, but we're looking tonight to see who may be the best dressed. And it looks like Daniel Lee doesn't know how to wear a jumper, but if he works it out, could qualify. Rich Colin standing, allowing the circulation of the legs, while we have a few others a little bit more lazy than that. Let's cross live to the Playlive streamers.
43rd to 42nd is actually a $3,000 pay jump, and people don't really think of it like that because they just see the pay jumps on the screen, right? So it's going to be something roughly like 35th is like, say, 3,000, and 34th is like 3,500.
Yeah.
So that's a $500 pay jump, which is not much in consideration when there's a $3,000 pay jump one bus before. So that's why you see these players are going extremely tight on these stone bubbles.
Correct. That's because they're going from no money to some money. That's why it's such a big ladder. Anyway, the Lotus adjusts the headset and she says, I'm a genie in a bottle, baby. Gotta rub me the right way. And Octopi, ever present on this feature table in the top left-hand corner, is the man, the myth, the Chidwick, the momentum. He says, you'll never grow if you never mow. Anyway, the Lotus delivers the goods. And Fat Nguyen has something to smile about. 7.6 bigs. He must feel like a king, recovering from his 2 big blinds that he was stuck on earlier. All the players have folded down to the cutoff. Shem Goltz also slides away. The CD 8-7. Not suited. Raises 50k. It runs into Sean. Regazzoni with ace-5 in the big blind. And he is pondering a jam. Nine big blinds left in his stack to steal. Effectively 4.5 big blinds right now. Would be a huge call to make from Christian Downer to gamble it here and try to eliminate Ragazzoni. No rush here.
this Grand Prix series, also known as the Grand Prix series.
Take your time, boys. We've got all day and night. So, the Lotus deals another hand here. Clearly, we are no closer to popping the bubble. And Josh Foster picks up the aces. Under the gun, +1. He's got 8 bigs. He'll be putting it in the middle. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. He simply asked the big blind fat Nguyen, how much do you have left? And he has 7.6. So, Josh Foster simply taking his time. Keeps the chip behind for some reason. Winston folds the button. Sean rags the Jack 7 and Fat Nguyen with Queen 8 folds. The aces take it down. The boys have a laugh about it. Yes.
For half, yeah, sure.
Everyone, mate, you got to bribe. If you want to bribe, you got to do it well.
Okay. So the bubble might be the most boring thing to stream ever in poker. And I'm a fan. I know that I've spoken to TDs and I've said, wouldn't it be good if you took 2 entries off the top, and when you got down to the bubble, you surprised everyone and said, hey, actually, we'll give the bubbles money back, even the one before the bubble. So there's 2 of them. Give you your money back, so you're playing for free now. So you've already got 1.5k in your pocket. Or you made the last 5 before the bubble, money back. That way, you don't have this long, drawn out, slow period of boredom. And we can just play the game properly. And what I've been told is the big stacks want to keep the bubble for as long as possible because they get to extract more chips. I'm like, yeah, sure, they get to build an advantage over everybody else. Why? Why do they get an advantage? Why not remove that unfair advantage? They already have the advantage of having more chips. Now they have an advantage of keeping everyone in ICM jail. No, let's give money back to 43rd and play on. Now we have an all in here on the non-feature table, and the feature table becomes the rail for that table, and somebody is trying to film it. They have the phone up in the air like they don't really care. And Nelson Dong can't see the action because his chips are that stacked in front of him so high. He can't even see. Let's see what Monkey says about that.
To the money and then go from there, which is what a lot of people do. Nothing wrong with that. Just lock in that 3K and then go for the win from there.
Lock it in.
And look at Nelson's stack just in that corner.
Look at it.
That is just an absolute
mountain.
mammoth stack.
Yeah,
Mountain.
In seat 4, it looks
Yeah,
like
three
in
or
that
four,
3 or
yeah.
4 in that outer table.
Let's go, Nelson.
Jesus Christ. I mean, he's absolutely built a monolith of a tower of chips over
That
there.
is huge.
Love
So-
to see it.
Might be up to like 3 million out there.
looks
roughly.
like
big,
3.
right?
It does look
Outrageous.
like 3.
Outrageous. The
Now, what I
dog.
might do is I might actually turn the mics off here for a second so I can talk to you, Jacko, about what we're going to... the question for the chat.
We did this with me and Mooney did, and we muted our mic, and we could not think of a question for like 10 minutes.
I've got a pretty good
You
one.
got a good one?
so
Alright,
I
done.
might just mute the mic so that we can discuss it. Yeah.
And it's absolutely beautiful to see some of the feature table here not giving a stuff about what's going on in the all-in table. Obviously, the Lotus shining, having a chat, and it seems to... Who's coming over? Oh, so there's going to be a change in dealer. So while no one's watching, they're going to swap out the dealers. And the Swan will exchange seats with the Lotus. And then Nelson Dong, the main man, up the stakes poker. Don't forget about Octopi, obviously sponsoring the Playlive live stream, and we support that. But more than that, we support the Dong, the Nelson. And it's good to see that I can't see him because he's behind a mountain. He's just he's like a black hole, just absorbing light out there. Everything, including light, all matter is flowing towards him. It is a sight to behold. And Fat Nguyen is rapidly approaching best dressed of the evening with the blue shirt, some stripes. There's a contender who's that in the red shirt out there who's trying to... Nah, that's no good. That's not as good as Fat's shirt. I'd like to see Fat double here. Obviously, no one popped the bubble. Still 43, if we are to believe the screen. Let's check back in with our co-commentary team, the Monkey and Jackson. Oh, that one's home. It's okay. It's okay. They'll be back.
Dearie me, as we get back into the commentary. Josh Monk, aka Monkey, alongside Jackson Young, just had a little bit of a small laughing fit just before. We'll get to that in a second. And if you've all tuned in to be part of that giveaway, which is the Berserker ticket tomorrow, it's worth $400 straight out of my back pocket going towards your direct buy into the Berserker and the Berserker only. I'll be giving away the question to that shortly, so stick by us. Might do it if it all gets folded around here. Shem picking up the 7-3 that's going into the bin.
What is happening?
To act afterwards. He's got the 10 deuce. He's got the door brunch. He's going to put that in the bin. Ragazine's got to fold the king 4. Fat Nguyen on the dealer button. 10-8 offsuit.
Check back in with Monkey. I'm pretty sure they were listening to
We'll
me,
do this giveaway straight after this hand.
which is fine. Anyway, we're back. We're going to do a giveaway. So if you want to win something, leave me behind and go and win with the boys. Mr. Jackson and the Monkey. Can't make it up. There's still 43 left. And Octopi Mo Man. And now the Swan, taking the dealer's seat, shuffling, rippling, whiffling, cutting, slicing and splicing them, and good style, good technique. I do like it. Would be great to know what's going on the outer tables. Obviously, we can't know because there's a 20-minute delay in the action. And no one's reporting out there. So it's slow going here. Rich Colin just turned another year older, waiting for action to play on. And Daniel Lee, his new nickname is Nelson Dong Light. Got the jumper over the shoulders, much similar to Nelson out there. He's got a little less chips, but he's leading this table. So, not too light. Anyway, we're back to the feature table. We've got another hand being dealt here. Under the gun. It's not Daniel Lee at all who I was referring to. I don't believe this is Daniel Lee now, who is just raised with Jack 10 of hearts. May I pay attention? I think it's Wince Tan who I was referring to. Possibly. Would be nice to colour up these chips. I think plays look a little bit too strong. And really they don't have that much. Anyway. Downer, Wince Tan, folds, King Jack, fold. Rich, on the button, 10-8, let's it go. Josh Foster. And the big blind on 8-2, but also has 41 bigs. The big stacks. Daniel Lee trying to look indifferent here, uninterested. And we all know about putting the bag on for equity, but Mackenzie is taking it to another level. He says, well, if you get the equity for putting the bag on, well, how much equity do you get for not taking it off? Fat Nguyen says, hey, look at my shirt. I am the best dressed. I think it's a Lacoste, by the way. And he's happy. Buoyant for someone with only 5 bigs in their stack. Must be due shortly to see an increase of blinds. Obviously, I think they take a minute off the clock every time a hand's dealt. So within at least 4 hours, we'll see an elevation. And Mackenzie re-raised Dan Lee, and Dan Lee folded the Jack 10. So bluffed off his strong hand there. Oh my goodness. Look at Nelson. He can't even count. He's got that many chips. God damn it, he says. Got to post this on the gram. He's going to put that on the gram for certain. Look at him. Oh, here we go. Got action over here on table number 3. And the Schwan leans over and laughs. I didn't see any celebration, so it might mean the bubble still hasn't popped yet. It's Cross Live. See what the boys are saying about it.
Got YouTube at number 3 for Twitch. So if you want to try and outplay us to win that Berserker package, courtesy of me.
And we're back to the feature table. Shem Goltz. King 3 of clubs under the gun. Gets away from it. Nope. 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 Fat. Nope. Rich. Nope. Josh Foster, yes. On the button. 10 bigs. Firing into the 2 big stacks though. Doesn't love his position here. Doesn't love it. Folds the ace jack. That's tight. That's tight. That's discipline. That's the difference between making the money and bubbling. Would have got the jam through though, just saying. No guts, no glory. Anyway. Macca. Raises. Queen 5. And Dan Lee. He feels disgruntled on the left-hand side of an aggressive McAlford. And now we've got some wanderers strolling through the Playlive venue with arms akimbo and the thumbs on the back. That is a power pose. And oh, we have a white cockatoo on the rail here, dipped in. Trying to get the attention of the swan, no doubt. She says, piss off, I'm busy. Cut, split, whiffle, riffle. Cut, split, shuffle. Cut, split, deal. They say that no 2 decks of cards in the likelihood of maths. I don't believe this personally, but they say that a deck of cards has never been shuffled into the exact same order twice in the history of the universe. They say that if you shuffled a deck of cards and dealt a new hand every second for all of the time that's existed, you'd never have the exact same layout in order. And I would feel like surely you'd hit once, right? You're going to double up once. But they say statistically it's unlikely. And there you go. There you have it. But if anyone could do it, it's this dealer, the Swan. And she is one of those 1 in 100 billion trillion million kind of people. And now, speaking of 100 million trillion billion, Nelson Dong out there can't even pick it up. It's so big. Couldn't even put it in one. He'd have to double bag it for sure. The Dong wouldn't fit in one bag for sure. Nelson. God damn it. Right, we're riding with Nelson tonight. And it was in fact Winston who I said was Dong Light. Anyway, players are staggering and stumbling around this feature table. Maybe they could play like a cash game Omaha just to pass time while they're waiting for. Maybe they could play pot limit, fixed limit. They could play fixed limit Omaha to pass the time, 1 and 2, just for funsies. You know what I mean? That'd be great. You don't want to bust anyone out on playing pot limit Omaha on the feature table, but they could play fixed 1s and 2s, and then at the last 2 streets it switches to 5 and 10. That'd be packed, action packed. In fact, Nguyen is asked if he would like to play 24,000 to call. and rich. The rich get richer, as they say. Haha. And Colin pockets all those blinds. The rich get richer. And the poor go broke. Oh, sneezy there from Fat Nguyen. Allergic to rich, apparently. Seat 1 and seat 9. Not agreeing with each other. We have a white cockatoo flying by the route, and he's gone. And apparently Nelson Dong in the back of the room there has a cold neck. And the Swan checks her watch and says, what time is it? Is it time to hurry the fuck up yet? And we sneak back to the main table to see what Monkey says.
Stairs. It might be Guy or Seth downstairs scrolling. I tried to pick a winner, but I can't actually find the winner because he keeps scrolling up and down, yeah? So
They are delayed, so it's not their fault, guys.
It's dead set. You can't make it up. So what I might do is I might go straight to Jackson.
Ready? I'm gonna
Okay.
ready? Just tell me to stop.
Stop right now, and then give me my
and then
finger.
close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Okay, close
Wait, I'm gonna do it again. 3.
They're trying to pick a winner.
go.
They're trying to pick a winner out here in the Playlive stream. But we are focused solely on the action. And the action isn't happening on the feature table, so what are we actually looking at here? Something is happening out there. Looks like the Dong might be involved in a hand here. And if anyone's going to bust anyone, it's him. He's got the chips to do it. And it looks as though there's some chip manipulation happening from a nude nut that is in fact a bald skull next to Nelson Dong. And there's no hair on that head as Nelson consults his scarf. Would be a little bit sweeter if he was the one to bust the bubble. He checks his hand, thinks for a moment. Looks like he just moved all in. If I'm not mistaken, there seems to be some crowd around. Even a spare dealer has rushed in from next door. No, that might be Bridges. Bridges has found, I don't know if it is, but it might be Bridges. He's found himself swept up. No, it's not Bridges at all. That's not Bridges at all. He just got stuck in the action and then he swept himself away. Oh, here comes another one. Fascinating stuff here. Can only imagine that Nelson has Ace King and the villain with no hair has Ace Queen, and both have a pair. Oh, we're trying to zoom in here. Oh, we're zooming in here. This is outrageous. Zooming into the non-feature tables. Oh my God, this is like a dream come true. Watching 3 different tables at once. I could definitely stream this. Give me the switchboard. Give me 3 screens at once and we'll just go table to table to table to table. And oh, look at that stack. Nelson, you are outrageous. And looks like he picked up the pot there. And Nelson has some competition with another massive stack out there on table number 3. And the dealer looks to be allocating cards. Then we're back to the feature table. We're We're back to the feature table. Wins 10. King Jack folds. Fat Nguyen. No money. King 10. Gets away from it. Rich Colin folds. Josh Foster folds. Mackenzie Alford. The cutoff. King 9. Oh, goes all in from the cutoff with King 9. He says, these guys do not want to play. I'm not scared. Let's get dirty. And nobody can pick up anything. Mackenzie says, ha. To the, what is it? To the victor goes the spoils? Oh, maybe. But also, he who dares wins. Like Mike Whitney back in the day. And Tanya. Oofed. Oofed. Mike Whitney. Oofed. Anyway, here we are. Play live. Sensational camera work here. I don't know who's in control, but look at that stack. The Dong. Have a go at him. The Nelson. Whew. Chips on chips on chips on chips. He's a sensation, the kid. And if you want to learn how to make stacks like that, go to Up the Stakes Poker, check out Nelson Dong on Instagram, and he will teach you how to crush just like this. This is a free promotion. I didn't even get paid for it like Playlive gets paid by Octopi to say they good. Chidwick pays money for this, but the Dong just does it. We appreciate that. The Nelson. Anyway, oh, there's another table. Look out. What's going on here? The cameraman's got the wandering eye, I see. Oh, the cameraman's gone rogue. The cameraman's lost control. Well, is there an all-in? This is like Google Earth. We're watching the table fall from Google Earth and trying to see, and all the pelicans flock like seagulls to a chip. Oh, look, there's a T-Rex, just little mini arms trying to jump over the top. And the bubble remains intact as all the boys run back to their seat. Who said this wasn't fun? Who said this wasn't interesting? This is where it's at. Playlive Melbourne.
Even if you're from interstate, take a flight down here. They've got events going on every single.
We don't
Obviously,
miss.
they've got series probably once every 5-6 weeks.
Okay. So now we're back to the stack. Fat Nguyen, King 3, no good. Alrighty then. Let's see if we can get some action tunes. Yeah. Christian Downer, straight away, jams with King. Jams with King. Oh, Mackenzie in the hijack with A6. And the boys sweating now. Here we go. Action music, straight away. What do we see? The action comes. Mackenzie jamming all in for 50 bigs. And Christian Downer with 27 bigs set to double up if the ace cannot be found. And it'll put him in the clear lead. Clearly leading. Christian puts his heads down and prays. Oh my, why did I just see a 2? Why did I just see a 2? What the hell was that? There's a misdeal here. What the hell was that? Anyway, a king comes, then a 4 comes, and it's all over. Doubled up there. Doubled up there. Wow. And Christian Downer takes the lead of this feature table with 1.3 million chips, doubling with the kings. I don't know what the hell happened there, but I'm just going to say that was something was sus. I'm going to go to the commentary team and find out what the hell.
Bang. Christian Downer is up to 1.3.
What the hell?
And some change, or 56 bigs. And Mackenzie down to 550k, give or take. It's a little bit of a congratulations again to Thanks Bra, who won in the YouTube chat. We are still on this bubble. I mean, you can't make it up. This bubble must have been going at least 2 hours, Jackson, because when we walked in the door...
Yeah, I got here at 7:45 and we pretty much got a drink and came upstairs.
Yeah.
This is unfortunate for all the viewers at home, including us. We are just viewers that are talking.
Yep.
But it would be fun to see. I mean, look, you can still get a lot of insight into some bubble play and stuff like that, with just how like Mackenzie's been abusing this bubble, jamming that A6 offsuit, and it seems so crazy to jam 40 big blinds, but it's the power of the bubble, and unfortunately did run into kings. Wildcard said, did you see the miss deal last hand? I'm not exactly sure what he's referring to. I did see a card, a 2 of clubs was exposed, but
it was the first burn.
Yeah, it's the first burn, obviously. So
as Wildcard just coming in there.
I'm not exactly sure there.
Maybe baiting us here in the comm booth. I didn't quite see it. I was giving a $400 Berserker ticket away for tomorrow. Fat UN picking up the King 6. That's going to go in the bin. 9-8 for Rich. Offsuit. Josh Foster picks up the 10-9 offsuit. And Mackenzie's now picked up the aces. So he just lost half of his stack, or a pretty healthy chunk of his chips last hand.
So they just confirmed there that it was actually just a flipped burn card. So that's fine. Not a missed deal after all. I was getting a little bit carried away. And now we see Mackenzie Alford pick up the pocket aces. You just heard Monkey say that he just bluffed off half his stack last hand. Not bluffed, but you know, he gambled it off. A6, 50 bigs, back down to 21. Now pocket aces come. Daniel Lee calls, and the king hits on the flop, which is action stations for this hand, as Mackenzie has the pair of aces and Daniel Lee has king with a queen kicker, and the action music really worked. So we don't want to burn it out. We don't want to play it again. So let's just switch it up. Now we're in a hand. Switch it back up to the Playlive soundtrack. This is the anthem for Playlive. And Daniel Lee only has 3 outs left. The kings are taken. And there it is. He hits the queen on the turn. And this is sick. This is so sick. Super sick. Mackenzie checks that turn. And Daniel Lee has to be feeling good about this. 2 pair. Spades are about. Does he feel to protect the equity from a potential spade draw? Or is he confident holding the king of spades? He bets here. All in. He goes all in and he gets called, and Mackenzie calls. He's going to go from chip leader to the bubble. This is unbelievable. Daniel Lee moves all in with 2 pair, and Mackenzie snaps him off with pocket aces, and he needs a 7 or a 6 in order to stay alive, or an ace. on the river. End of 4 comes, and now Mackenzie is eliminated from big stack to walking away out the door with no cash in this tournament. That is the sickest 2 hands of poker you'll see at Play Live this year. Let me tell you right now, 50 bigs to 0 in 2 hands. Puking, absolutely puking as everyone else celebrates, making the money. Fat Nguyen grinding through. Oh my God, I got to check in with the boys and see what they have to say about that.
The 2 bubble boys, both busting with aces, are fortunately going to walk away with some money.
It's absolutely incredible.
Oh my God.
So there was a double bust out. We just found out from the studio downstairs. Both players had aces. So Mackenzie, obviously, we found out that he had aces. They got busted by the King Queen of Daniel. And then on an outer table, there was also aces that I believe got busted as well. So aces going down back to back on 2 tables.
The sickest monk.
And Mackenzie, who's gone from the chip leader, this feature table, like you said before, Jackson, to essentially bubbling this event. And all of a sudden, we're down to 41. So we're back on to non-hand-for-hand play, back to regular poker, back to the regular program.
Good shout that, Monkey. Thank you for that update on the outer table. Now we're down to 41. Obviously, you don't need me to repeat what he just said. 2 busted on the bubble. They were split 42nd place, and they'll both take home their money back. That is absolutely sickening, no doubt, to get the aces cracked on 2 separate tables. Whew, to go from 50 bigs to the bubble is a gross way to leave the main event with 100,000 up top. And these are the things that teach you poker more than winning, more than bluffing and getting it through, is when you don't respect the game and you get complacent thinking A6 is good, and knowing that if you run into it, they're going to call, and whose fault is that? Anyway, wins 10. He goes to the toilet. He runs to the toilet. It looks like he was holding on there. And Sean Ragazzoni, who is not only what you do to a sheep, but he's pastor as well. He looks down with a red-black 10-5. Not in that order either. A black-red 10-5. And he jams all in. Does he really? No, he doesn't. I think he just sneaky calls Fat's big blind. And they agree. Do they agree to just check it and see a flop? Who knows? The action music popped the bubble, I will say. 2 songs, we got a bubble popped. So I do take responsibility for our chip leader bubbling. Sorry. Now that we have officially finished the bubble, we have a flop of hearts 5-2-8, all hearts. And Sean makes a pair. And the option is on him. To put it in or not to put it in, that is the question. And he bets some money. What's going on here? Okay, the hand is over. Ragazzoni takes it down. And Fat back down to 3.1 bigs. Needs to find a hand soon. Extremely soon. He's now on the small blind. So he's got approximately 7 hands to find something worth putting it in with. This stream brought to you by Octopi. The 8 limbs of poker. Just like the 8 limbs of yoga. Don't ask me what the limbs are. Asteya. Non-stealing. Ahimsa. Non-violence. Etc. etc. I think one of them's asana. Another one might be pranayam. There's a few. Anyway, are there any comments in the chat? Nothing. Not one. Love it.
Yeah. 40 big blinds.
So we cross back live to the action. And Rich has jammed it all in with Ace King. In the big blind. Leaving Daniel Lee. Lots to call, but he doesn't. Hopefully, we are seeing Daniel Lee be removed from the table. Don't know if we are. Maybe we are. Maybe we're not. Hopefully, we can get the dong on the feature table. That would be preferred. Bring the dong along. Is it true? Is he stacking his chips out there? It does look like the dong is packing his chips into racks, ready to stack them. He's going to need a bigger boat. He's going to need a bigger boat. The dong, his dong's too big. His stack's too big. Flump. He's going to put it down on the table. It's going to go flump. He's going to need something in order to bring all those chips across to the feature table. But no, it doesn't look like he's moving yet. He's got a hand. And all of a sudden, his de facto wants a cut. She says, "Give it to me now, dong." And she walks out disappointed. D. Lee, you're joined with me, Tucker, from Wildcard Poker. We are the wild card. Unrestrained, unrestricted, untrained, and untamed and unpredicted. And Fat Nguyen has a slightly better hand than the Ragazzoni does. Slightly better. But he lets it go, and Josh Foster with ace-8 in the big. Calls it, snaps off the Ragazzoni and says, let's run it. And ace-5 versus ace-8. Josh Foster with ace-8 and Ragazzoni with ace-5. And the flop comes, 5 in the window. 2-3. And the turn is a diamond, so one more diamond will get him out of jail. And no. Foster is... Did he get died? I think he died. Foster. Are you still here, Foster, or are you dead? Talk to me about it. Looks like putting on his jumper. So... Foster, he's got one big left. Unfortunately for him, it's almost worse to have to suffer another round of and it's automatically all in. He's in the small blind next hand, so it really is a suck, isn't it, to lose and then have to be there? Or is he just walked off? Is he just left? Foster, come back, Foster. Poor Joshy. Put it in good and pulled it out bad. Many a man has fallen prey to such a thing. It's called syphilis. Anyway, that's enough out of me. And the Swan, she says, can you, any of you idiots count? Can you please put in the correct amounts, bigs and smalls, and not... Oh, we're going to do a chip race. That's what's happening. And if you want to listen to a good poker podcast, there's a good one called The Chip Race. And a bunch of Irish lads, so if you don't know how to speak Irish, then don't listen. But if you don't mind them, have a listen. The Chip Race podcast. And they are, I believe they're involved in the Irish Poker Open. And it would be a sensational collaboration to see the Irish Poker Open. Oh, missed deal again. No. It'd be a sensational collaboration to the Irish Poker Open. Come to Playlive. Come to Australia and do the Irish Aussie Poker Open. The Aussie Irish Poker Open. I don't think Playlive would be big enough to host it just quietly, but you know, at least be some part of it would be fun. Apparently, it's good crack, as they say. Anyway, Fat Nguyen, he goes all in with 10 Jack of Hearts with just 2 bigs left. Decides this is good enough. And Daniel Lee in the big blind is easily going to snap that off with King Jack. Dominating. Should be a rudimentary 1 putt here for the big stack. Eliminating Fat Nguyen. GG's in the chat. Fat. Oh no, he flops the joint. Dead set. You wouldn't make it up. Oh, see you later. He doubles up. Fat Nguyen, loving life right there. Oh my goodness. What do they say about that?
If you don't mind.
Very
Monkey.
close to that royal flush. Wow.
Yeah, ace, queen, king. 2 hearts down. You needed the king of hearts to complete that royal flush, but the nut straight will get it done regardless. And all of a sudden, Fat Nguyen up to 5.5 bigs.
Let's go, Nguyen.
165k. Josh Foster is eliminated, so please disregard his chip stack at the bottom of the chip counts.
Joshy.
Was eliminated.
Joshy, come back. You can blame it all on me. I was wrong. I just can't live without do. At least, he did make the cash. Joshy took at least 3,000 away from this tournament. There's 41 left of 365, one for each day of the year. And so, Winston, not going to call every hand as they roll out unless they get jammed. This one looks interesting. Ace 9 off. Fat again. He's all in from the hijack. He has to get through a few plays here. Rich folds. Oh, Daniel Lee's going to snap him off again. He says, you outflopped me last time. Let's try it again, mate. I've got ace queen, but don't forget, Daniel Lee, don't forget that Shem Gultz has 19 bigs behind you. We've seen this happen before. Where the small blind forgets the big blind is yet to come and doesn't take that into account, and they get caught in the squeeze, but not this time. Daniel Lee runs it again against Fat Nguyen, and Fat Nguyen says, do you have a problem with me, motherfucker? Do you have a problem with me? Are you trying to eliminate me for some reason? Is this personal? Is what Fat says. He hasn't gone all in, so he's still got 2 bigs behind, 2.6 bigs behind. But he's just put 3/4 of his stack in, so can he get away? If anyone can do it, it's this man, but he won't. Oh my God, what's he done? I can't see. Oh my God, he gets away. That is an inspired fold here from Fat Nguyen. Not afraid to lay it down in that spot. Full respect. Full respect to him. What do the boys say about that?
Was what, $500?
I think that's correct.
So obviously $500 is nice, but now we're basically, and I don't want to say this again because Nibao had it got me before, but you're basically giving yourself no chance to win the tournament. Now, what if Daniel had kings? Well, you're 30% or 35% against kings, which is great because, you know, you have a good chance to win it. You obviously are behind, but you've already put in half your stack. And there's also the big blind ante. So 30% equity is quite a lot of equity when you only have 2 big blinds behind. So I really am unsure his thought process.
I do appreciate Jackson's call there, but also he didn't have 30% because he was running into ace queen, not pocket kings. So anyway, moving on. I'm probably wrong, but I'm just going to say it like I'm certain about it and pretend that I'm correct, even though I'm probably not correct. For everything else, we'll go to our good friend, our third umpire here, Yo. What is the chances of ace 9 beating ace queen in poker? You've only got about 24%. So, yeah, I don't hate the fold. I hate the raise. I don't hate the fold. I hate the raise. I can see getting away from ace 9 there, but I just don't. If you're not going to play it, then don't play it. You know what I mean? Or limp in and then get out. But like, yeah, don't put half your stack in. I agree with that much. Anyway, we now cross live to the Playlive studio, where Queen 6 is searching for a 5 and King 5 is searching for a 6. And so both players would like to interchange outs with each other. And Daniel Lee bets his equity, tries to represent the A, and does successfully. And Christian Downer is in fact on an upper, and Winston Tan is looking rather white. I don't know. Fat Nguyen, a little bit skinny, and Rich Collin going poor. Shem Goltz. In the booth. Here we go. There's a spoon being passed around here. I'm not sure that those substances aren't contraband, but it is Melbourne, so anything does go. And who is this fit-looking individual on the rail over there? He says no. He looks like he could whoop some ass if he needed to, you know what I mean? Like if you got out of line, it looks like he'd jiu-jitsu the shit out of you. And now we're down to, is that right? 33 players? Did we just lose 10 players on the outer tables? That's insane. A blink and we're down to 33. Wow. Anyway, Nelson Dong's still out there. And if you want to absolutely destroy tables the way that Nelson Dong does, the way that Nelson Dong do, if you want to be like the Dong, then you have to think like the Dong. And if you want to think like the Dong, you have to learn from the Dong. And he's out there with all the money, with all the chips, and once again demonstrating his strategy, his theory, and his techniques. And we hope to see him on the feature table shortly. If we could bribe somebody at Playlive to escort him across immediately, that would be ideal. Give him the Negreanu treatment if we have to. As we have had an extra player added into the feature table. Jason Rojas. Jason Rogers. Yes, and you're joined with me in the wildcard booth, restreaming the Playlive stream. We do like to check in every now and then with our in-house monkey and Jackson.
See, Jerome and Jason, 2 professionals, join the table. So we're going to see some action. This is a hand that Jason has that actually can mix with some.
I appreciate everything, but I just don't like it. Jason Rojas, Jason, he picked up pocket 10s and he's going to jam it in. Not quite jam it in, but it's going to re-raise, I think. Kick it up a little bit. That'll get the fold. 3 bets to 180k. Christian moves out of the way and Rojas takes that pot. Rich Collin with the AK clubs. Anyway. I've just been informed that my mic is muted. The wildcard commentary will resume in 5 minutes.
Didn't even put them over the reader. He puts them straight in the bin. They were that bad. Jerome Tan in the small blind, 28 bigs to his name, 835K. And just for those people, the calculation is 15.6% of chips in play.
It's insane.
It's just absolutely outrageous for Nelson on the outer table. He just said before has 5.7 million in his stack, so
Definitely going to be the favourite to take it out from here. I mean,
it'd have to be.
solid player, and with a stack like that, it's going to be hard to bust. So
And Jensen Rojas finding the king queen off. He flops top pair after calling the race from Shem. Shem's picked up the gut shot, needs to find the king.
could be dangerous. Also having the ace of spades as well
True.
really gives Shem, opportunities to triple this one off, and having range advantage, having nut advantage.
Jason going to check his option. First to act out of the big blind. Action back around to Shem. Does have that gut shot. Can find an ace too to take this one away from Jason for the time being.
Yeah, this is a pretty clear C bet here. Jason in the big blind just has a lot of stuff that just wants to fold, and obviously, you do have ace high, which is beating that, but you do kind of want to just deny some equity for some hands like 8-7 and stuff like that can make you do lose the pot on the turn. So I do think we'll see Shem come with a bet, maybe around 80,000 here, and he does check back, so maybe I got no idea what I'm talking about, but I think I would have preferred a bet here. Because we do see a 5, so Jason's going to now start betting this one. I do think that Shem potentially gave up the betting lead here, and now Jason's going to be out of pounds. Obviously, does have value here, but if he was bluffing, it does make ace high quite a hard spot if you're getting double barreled. So he is definitely going to have to call one. And potentially on spade runouts, he may go for the jam, but when you're this shallow and your opponent has top pair, it's going to be pretty hard to make them fold. So Jason does elect to bet here, and he comes with about half pot, so 85,000, slightly less than half pot.
Chris Gately coming in with a question there. What level are they on now? I believe this is level 20. They will be bagging up and coming back tomorrow at the end of level 22. Approximately 2 hours, give or take, from now, they'll be bagging. We did have a 2-hour hand-for-hand bubble, which did make a small delay in things. So it looks like we'll be kicking on to at least, let's call it midnight or just slightly after midnight, I'd imagine, before they bag up. They'll be coming back tomorrow at midday to play at the conclusion of the main event here at Playlive Melbourne. $1,500 buy-in, $472,580 in the prize pool. First prize is a 6-figure score, $106,180. As you can see from the event ribbon at the bottom of your stream there, showing all the payouts. Shem's got to bet 200K at the river when the 4 of clubs peeled off. Shem got nothing more than ace high on a paired board. Also got 11 bigs to go with his name, so I can't imagine he's going to flick in a call here. I'd imagine he's just going to lay it down and find a better spot. He needed to find an ace or a king on the flop. Sorry, on the turn or the river there to complete his hand. Did not find it. Ran out 5 of diamonds, 4 of clubs. As you can see from the action on the left-hand side, so check on the flop. Bet from Jason, call from Shem on the turn. Jason's decided to fire one more bullet or barrel here at the river, and the 4 of clubs peeled off, completing basically nothing. Shem's got a decision to make here to call with ace high. But I'd imagine he's most likely going to flick this into the bin and find a better spot. Blinds are 15K, 30K, 30K. Sound number 38 since we started this stream at 8 p.m. There was 2 hours of hand-for-hand play. We were down to the final 43.
We've been on a break yet, have we?
We have not been on a break. Yeah, we've gone all the way through. I'd imagine the players will be going into a break relatively soon. Shem does find the fold. Jason Rojas is going to get that one done and pick up a pot there. You might even ask the studio downstairs if there's a possibility of maybe moving that camera that we've got the feed on at the moment out to the outer feature tables to see if we can see what's going on and who is remaining in the field. For those people who interested in that information, we might be able to actually get that at the break as Liam Juhu just takes a seat. So earlier, I was talking about whether or not Liam Juhu would still be in this event. I did see him with close to 1 million chips about 5 or 6 hours ago. And obviously he's able to continue with those chips all the way through till 10:30, approximately local time, as he takes a seat in seat 9 here at the feature table. The big man himself, LJ. So he's going to join this feature table here. And all of a sudden we've got a few absolute elite crushers at this feature table. As we get back to the action here. This is the main event, day 2. Live on a 20-minute delay at Playlive Melbourne, 129 York Street, South Melbourne. On Facebook Live, YouTube, and on Twitch. As Jackson Young's just moving his mic around a little bit just to get himself a bit more comfortable.
I've just realised that Winston and Jerome are on the same table. Don't know how often that would have happened in their poker journeys, but that'd be quite a cool moment. Just being final 3 tables in a main event.
Bit of a vamos in the chat there for Jensen. Rojas.
And we are back. Thank you, Monkey and Jackson, for taking the wheel as we relocate the stream. It's a little bit tinny. Need to fill out some sound protection in the studio. 27 left here out of 365. And definitely loving the action here. A few new players at the table since I took a break 15 minutes ago. The action's on. Liham. Woofed. Daniel Lee has picked up the straight. Stone cold nuts here. The option on Liham, and he's going to bet some chippies. This is an absolute delight. If your name is Daniel Lee and you're bet at in that fashion, picks up his cards, looked like he was going to fold. But then he says, oh shit, I've got a straight. I can't fold that. Yeah. Big shouts to the Monkey Man and the Jackson in the Playlive studio. I will be filling out my studio tomorrow, so it doesn't sound like I'm in a sewage drain. A little bit of sound absorption would be nice. The rug has been removed, and so tomorrow we'll be putting a rug back in and a king-size bed to suck up any echo. And Daniel tanks about his premium hand here. 7-5 off. Liham with ace queen thinks that he's good, and Dan Lee says, nice bet, son, cop this re-raise. He kicks it up to 505. And Liam Juhu, he has lots of chippies. 42 bigs, 1.3 million. And Daniel Lee is protecting a little bit his equity against diamonds. Also Jack Queen. And the 9 comes. And it does bring in a full house. Ace 9. 9 8. Would see a full house. But Daniel Lee has the option to bet. And he jams it in. He jams it all in. And Liam wants a count. Liam wants a count. It's all into call. He says, are you good? Let's go back to the monkey man.
He doesn't like to lay it down. So Liam did push those cards, I believe, to the dealer.
He folded. Good fold. Got to get away from it. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of an opportunity to get a bit more value out of that hand in particular. Think a bit smaller there, get a call, or even get the ace queen to rejam and then snap them off and take all their chips. Obviously, if he had ace 9 or 9 8, you're getting called anyway. So in that spot, why bet so big? Why go all in? Doesn't really... I know you're trying to polarize, but come on. At least get the call out of the ace queen for 700 thou, maybe 500 maybe. Anyway, Juhu survives to fight another hand with 31 bigs left. He could have put in a value bet for 300. He would have called that maybe. Probably might have even rejammed. And now Ragazzoni, who's up to 13 bigs, raises and is 3-bet by Jerome Tan with Queen. And he had a decision to make. Is it a jam all in, or is it a lay down in this spot? You got to think you're running into ace queen or better. This live stream brought to us by Octopi Poker. He lays it down, does Ragazzoni. Winston Tan. Under the gun, 5-3. Up the Stakes Poker by Nelson Dong. make it official. Oh, we've got a traffic jam here. Pocket twos, pocket eights, pocket jacks, pocket queens. Unbelievable. So we've got a situation where we've got a whole bunch of hands that want to get it in. And Shem, unlikely, but true. He has the best hand. We've had raise, call, 3-bet, and now we'd like to see Shem jam, queen, queen, from the small blind. Even juicier if the big blind picks up something worth betting. He does put it all in. I don't know, maybe not. These people in there holding back 20K, don't be so gay. Just put the money in the middle. Christian Downer, he's got 9-8 and he gets out of the way. Pocket twos fold, pocket eights fold. Dan Lee playing off of 72 bigs. Calculates this. He says, if you're jamming all in into 4 players, maybe you're beating pocket jacks here. He puts it in, he runs it. Figured he was behind. I don't care. I'm going to run it. I've got the chips, which puts the odds forever in my favor. So we go to a flop. And what do we see? We see the 9 in the window. 8 king. 7, 8, 9, and 10 will absolutely eliminate Shem Goltz, and it hits the river. Oh my goodness. Daniel Lee said the odds are forever in my favor. I have the chips. And he moves up to 92 big blinds, and Shem, aka Bruno, we don't talk about Bruno. He goes out in 26th position. Not happy. Not happy about it. If he had have studied the octopi poker, he would have known that getting it in good is bad. But he didn't, and he lost. So see you later, senorita. Sayonara. Nice to meet ya. Off to the bleachers. Early shower, Austin Powers. And he's out of here. Shem, wow. See ya. Pocket queens, no good. Fuck, I hate pocket queens. Don't even get me started on pocket queens. Anyway. I didn't mean to put the stream is finished. Fuck off up there. I did not do that. What the hell? Let me just say this. I apologize for that, folks. the bloody this was supposed to say this. It was supposed to say this. Up the stakes for Nelson Dong. That's what it was supposed to show, and then it was supposed to go away. It was supposed to go on a timer. It was supposed to go like this, 10 seconds. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It was supposed to go like this. Oh, who knows what I've done. Who knows what I've done. Anyway, I've made an absolute meal of this stream. I'll tell you what. Now, Rich Collin, big wheels keep on turning. Rich Collin keep on burning. He's got King. And he's raised here. Under the gun +2, and wins 10, has less than 10 bigs, and he moves all in with ace jack. Rich is going to snap him off, and Winston's going to get the bad news. This is a rudimentary run out for the Kings here. Elementary, dear Watson. We have no graphics on how many outs he has left. 6, Queen, 9 on the flop. Queen on the turn, and so only an ace can save, and the 8 comes. And so Winston Tan is eliminated in 25th place. GG's in the chat. GG's in the chat for Winston Tan. As we said prior, catch you later. Sayonara, see you later. Senorita, nice to meet ya. Enchilada, piece of pizza. And Nelson Dong Light, he hits the rail, and if he had have studied with Up the Stakes poker, he would have not been exclamated like that. Anyway, this was a mistake. So I think at this point, it is safe to say that. Here we go. Let's try this. 10 seconds. Right. Up the stakes. Here we go. Octopi poker. Pick one. Whatever you do, learn how to play the game properly and study with a pro. Now, if you want any evidence of how good this Up the Stakes is, just look across table 2. See Nelson Dong crushing. Okay. Octopi poker. You see that mo up the top left-hand corner? That's Chidwick, mate. Chidwick, a legend of the game. You think he doesn't know how to crush? Of course he knows how to crush. Anyway, Daniel Lee with ace-4 of diamonds says, yes, I have the chips. Fuck with me. Find out. That's what he says to every player here at the table. We're down to 24. 24 players remain out of 365 in the main event of the Playlive Melbourne. Playlive Melbourne. And if you wanted to open up a little satellite Playlive, there's a nice little spot there at Brunswick Heads on the river. Probably fit, 6 tables in maximum up here in the Northern Rivers. Would pack it out. Great spot for a little poker room. Anyway, probably not going to happen. Ace-4 is ahead of Queen 9 here as Ragazzoni sits uncomfortably, looking like he missed the bus. And the 4 comes on the turn, giving D. Lee bit of showdown equity here to go with his ace. Bit of showdown. And he thinks, well, I have 92 bigs. How about I bet for value? Oh no, he checks. Just kidding. Psych, he says. And then the river comes Queen, delivering Sean some relief. It's like he caught the bus after he missed it. He came back around and picked him up. And he gets the check mark. So you're probably thinking to himself now, do I bet for value? Do I try to check it and steal this wee pot? 160k, which is 5 or so big blinds, maybe 6. Who could ever tell? How much does he bet? He bets 85,000 at him. Yeah, 2.5 bigs, says Sean. Do you believe in love after love? I can feel something inside myself. I really don't think ace-4 is strong enough for. That's what he's thinking on the inside, is Daniel Lee. And probably calls though. He's chipped enough to call. When you're hot, you know what I mean? What's the difference between 92 bigs and 90 bigs? Meh. Pay the man. Pay the man. Oh, shit snap. He goes all in. He jams all in. And Sean has a decision to make. If he calls, he doubles up. Sean has a decision to make. Looks like he angled there, splashing his chips forward. Looks like he angled a little bit. Anyway. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 8. 5, 3. No. No. You can't put him on 5-8. You can't put him on 5-3. Got a call, right? This would be a great call if he can make it, if he can find it, if he can put it in. The turn was checked. He didn't bet for value on the 4 on the turn. He's in the absolute blender. He's in the grinder. He's in the coffee grinder. He's counting it out like Rain Man. Let's see what the comms, our co-commentators, have to say about it.
Yeah, betting for value. And he's in the absolute blender. So if you're Sean, you would be thinking, well, I assume my opponent would be betting flush draws at some point in this hand. I assume he'd be betting a hand like 8-9 as an open ender at some point. Is he really going to be turning, like if you open up 4-5 suited from the cutoff, is he going to be turning that into a bluff because now he has some showdown? He beats some bluffs that I have. So this is quite a gross spot as Monk back into the commentary booth.
I can see the Frenchies come in there, yeah?
Yeah.
Anyone play no look or only cheaters, yeah?
Yeah.
I know that Hugo likes to play no look. I like to play no look too.
Someone pulled me to the side yesterday and goes, that Frenchie guy, he was beating everyone because he was just going all in blind and they were beating him with 7-0 and stuff, and they were so mad. And
well, you don't bring out the ding merchandise if you can't hit the boards.
Yeah, that's
Sean Ragazzini, what happened here? Daniel's just jammed it all in. Is that correct?
It's gone check.
Let's
bet value on the river, and Daniel's just jammed it in his face, and not for much more. Like there's not a ton of fault equity, and I'm sure that Sean is in the tank thinking this guy surely understands that I have this board smashed as I'm the big blind, and he does call.
He does call and flick the cards over the Queen 9, the natural 9 for Frenchie at home watching the stream gets it done. The natural 9, picture 4 side, getting it done.
I don't deal with natural 9s and baccarat. I don't deal with those. I don't deal with that commentary. Sorry, Monkey. I can't stand it. I don't understand. I've never seen baccarat in my life, and I don't know what a natural 9 means. So we're going to stick with poker here, folks. And great call there. Daniel Lee probably would have just paid him off and not doubled him up. That's the difference between 92 and 90 bigs, not so much, but the difference between 92 and 80, quite a lot. So unnecessarily there, trying to bully our man out of a pot. I'm more happy just to flat call the 2 bigs that he bet at you and see if your 4 had any showdown value. But instead, here we are, 24 remain, and Rich rolls back in. Rich rolls back into the table. And I don't see our man Nelson Dong. Oh, there he is, hiding behind. Looks like a footy player. Standing on the rail there, holding up the rail. I don't know if it's the TD or if it's a security or what. Anyway, Daniel Lee, not afraid. He's back again with pocket 9s. Would like to see him flop a set here. Or, better yet, flop quads. That'd be sick. If we can get our man D. Lee to flop 4 of a kind. I haven't been paying attention to notice whether there's any 9s left. Ragazzoni gets out of the way. There's a 9 gone. So no chance of quads. And D. Lee takes it down. And Liam Jihu leading the VPIP, 33%. Not afraid to enter a pot. And Haley Wench out there on the rail. Spit on that thing. And there's some Mafia member just rolled up giving gang signs also on the far rail. And on the close rail here, we have a suit, watch and phone. Maybe illegally streaming this one live. So don't forget, if you want to crush up the stakes. Oh, pocket sevens from D Lee. He's got pockets again. 7-7. Up the stakes. If you want to learn how to crush all poker. 7-7. And who is that? Oberman. Nico. He is there with 23 bigs. And Christian Downer on a high with 38. Sean Ragazzoni with 24 now. He's feeling happy. He's picked up pocket kings. And he's looking to continue to raid the chip stack of Dan Lee. Put in a 3-bet would be juicy. Let's see what he's done here. He has 3-bet to 200,000. Jack 10 Rich Colin gets out of there in the big blind. Must be up to Daniel now. Daniel's son. He says, how much do you have? Big mistake if he does decide to run it here. If he jams it, then he's going to lose another 20 bigs. Makes the call. 200,000. This is a sneaky spot for a 7 to hit. Oh, there's a misdeal again. 4-5 Jack. Dan Lee checks. And Sean with the overpair to the board. Commanding this board. Daniel only having one out left in the deck. It's too sick. It's too sick. Odds are stacked against him, but when you have the chips, we know the rules. The odds are forever in your favor. And Sean bets 4 big blinds at the man. And he's called, and the return comes a 3 of spades, giving Daniel a gut shot for a 6, extra outs, and also providing spade flush potential. And so, does Sean jam here to protect his kings? Or does he seek to extract value? Let's see what Jackson thinks.
On as a jam, he could actually potentially check back here, but this is one of those hands, guys, where there's multiple options. Obviously, you want to have some checks here, but you know, with pocket kings, you're obviously never getting a jack to fold, which is great. So you do want to put it in, but we need to ask ourselves: if we jam here, do we get a hand like pocket sevens to fold? So it does look like Sean's actually going with a small bet by the looks of it, and he's just going for maximum milk.
It's like 180k, give or take.
Yeah, I think maybe like 210 or something like that, which is just an absolute milking hand.
Great call there. Great shout there from Jackson in the booth with the monkey man. The Monkey Man, you'd never understand. And we're back like we never left. Dan Lee. Sitting on 7-7. Over pair to 75% of the board. And he's going to pay him. And the river comes queen. Absolutely no help. And Sean, nothing left to do but stick his chips in. Does he check scared? No, this is one of those spots where you could absolutely see a check, as in not to completely debilitate yourself, but if you want to get all the value, if you want to win all the money, the only thing to do is to bet it now. Does Daniel put him on ace king and call him off anyway? Has he did 3-bet pre-flop as ace king would. And so if Daniel Lee considers that Sean is on ace king and Sean considers or if he thinks that Sean considers that he has to keep betting in order to win this pot, he might just pay him off for the last 6.5 big blinds here and leave himself absolutely depleted. Not absolutely depleted. Come on, wild card. Don't get too crazy. He'd be a little bit lower than what he was, but I think he'll lose another 20 bigs. He checks it back. Not too crazy. Slow rolls him a little bit with his kings. And Daniel Lee is filthy. Running into pocket kings there. And all the chips are slid in the direction of him. He is him. A Ragatoni. And the Wombat comes to relieve the Schwan from her dealing role, and she swipes the hair back towards the face. Big shout out to the Monkey Man and the Jackson, the official Play Live commentary team, sponsored by none other than this man, the Chidwick. Goddamn Chad Chidwick, his name is. Chad Chadwick. Chadwick. Chidwick. He's the man. He's the Mo. He's the man of the moment with the momentum. The Mo man. Unbeatable.
These are the hands that define
unstoppable.
careers.
Can't hear about all these ads. But if you can't afford this one, Octopi, then definitely check out this one. Up the stakes. The Dong. Get into him. Nelson Dong, he's sitting in this tournament. Indeed, in fact. He's sitting on the table 2, just outside the feature table with a monster pile of chips. And if you want to learn from the second best, if you can't afford Octopi, if you want to learn from the second best, check out Up the Stakes and get it up ya. You know what I'm saying? So this was the main event. It was a 300,000 guaranteed event. It was absolutely smashed. They smashed the guarantee here at Play Live, and it went to 400 and something thousand, 90,000 maybe, almost $500,000 for that. So well done to Up the Stakes. I mean, you know, Play Live Melbourne, obviously. All the ladies and gentlemen and people that are involved in putting these events together. And we still sit here with 0 live viewers. So drop a 1 in the chat if you're listening. Anyway, that's enough about that. We're taking a break here in the Play Live streets. Let's see what we can see. If we can see TV. I don't know what old mate's doing, but he's doing it very efficiently. The way he's stacking those chips, he's quick with it. We're getting a recount. Is that what's happening? We're getting a recount on all of the players' stacks so we can accurately get an assessment of what each player has left. It would be good to play live. I know you're watching, I know you're listening, to in fact to have, the live feed of the outer table stacks so we can get an idea of, when we get down to this last 24, the last 3 tables perhaps, just give us an idea of the total field, the stacks of the total field, so we can understand who's winning and who's losing and who's smalls and who's bigs, and, really ride our winners home as everyone is, on a different horse. And so obviously the feature tables are great because we get to see the feature, but we don't get to see anything else. So maybe that's an idea for the future, to have like a little scoreboard where the chip stacks, the chip counts are viewed. Every change of blinds maybe in the live stream. But this is sick. This is too sick. I'm going to put a comment in my own chat. One's in the chat. Can't even spell chat. Oh yeah. GG's in the chat. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. So I'll take a break myself here and we'll come back shortly when play resumes. just while we are on a break, let me state clearly for the AI algorithm that watches and reviews YouTube content that I do not promote any form of gambling. I do not guarantee any kind of prizes to anybody. There is no competitions run on this channel. There is no gambling affiliation on this channel. There is no association or any kind of activity that involves prizes or windfall for anybody. This is simply a restream of a sporting event, and I am commentating it. Thank you, AI overlords. Please don't strike me again.
Right?
There we go.
Everybody who's stuck around, we were doing that live. We were actually on the mics. The mics were hot there in the commentary booth just for a second. But we are back to the conclusion of day 2 of the Play Live Grind Prix series. Grand Prix series. Those people are watching. That's Billy the Crocker Argoros in the feature table. There he is in seat number 8. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Billy the Croc. Argoros has found himself a stack in this main event, playing for $100,000 up top. And the cards are getting off. We're often going, I should say. Sorry, pardon me.
A new cast on the feature table.
Yep.
And so let's see out some new play styles, as we do mention Nelson having the stack sizes are wrong. So he actually has 4.6 million in chips, which is not the 5.7 million that he had, but still a lot of chips. So as you can see there with that absolute tower of chips, he does look to dominate this table and take a nice score potentially if he can ride this one out.
Nelson obviously got an extra 0 there. So like you said, 120 bigs, not 12. We'll get that adjusted slightly. Welcome back to day 2 here at Play Live, 129 York Street, South Melbourne, of their main event. $1,500 buy-in, 472,580.
Yeah, good shout there, Monkey. And we do have the dong on the feature table, and he does have 120 bigs. We ride with the dong. It's do or die when it comes to the dong. And the banner, it says we'll be back shortly. We're now back. Don't forget, up the stakes poker. If you want to learn how to do it like Dong does it, then look nowhere else. Look nowhere else but here. Up the stakes. Also, if you can afford Octopi Poker, I think they've got a free trial for all the Play Live watchers. So if you want to find out what it's all about, go to octopipoker dot, what is it? Dot what? I can't see it. .au/playlive maybe. AI.ai/playlive. octopipoker.ai/playlive and sign up for your free trial. And I do believe also that the Dong has some kind of special deal going on as well, up the stakes, as you can see. And we go to a flop now with Nathan Ong, no relation to Dong. He's on King 10 and he's flopped himself a gut shot, and the King 6 has missed the board. So the Ong still in the lead. And the option's on him. Nothing on with that. And Nelson Dong, let's have a look at the man. Let's have a look at his statistics. His live earnings, $550,000. All time on the Australian money list, he's 181st. And he is in the all-time money list over all the world, 6,500th. So he's gone all right, the Dong. Let's see what his biggest win. He came first at the APO. The APO main event, and took home 250,000. That was last year in 2025, April. Took home, so he's the defending champion of the APO, which is on very shortly. So Nelson Dong, not to be played with. Here he is. He also does work out, so he can fuck you up if he needs to. Put you in a rear naked and sleep you. Not afraid to do that too. Probably doesn't need to. Probably just, beat you on the table. But it does say he has 12 bigs, and that's very incorrect. It's factually infactual for him to have 12 big blinds. So somebody's made a mess of that. And the Ong man, we're going to switch up the beats. We're going to find the action music. See if we can find some action. Study pain. Oh, see, the action music's on, and immediately we've walked into Kizu with King King. KEXU with King King. KEXU. And the Croc Man has raised with Jack 10. And Kizu, 3-bet to 250. And old Croc takes off his glasses to have a look down the pipe and see what he can see. And all that he can see was somebody from the deep blue CCP. Anyway, it's King King. So, good hand. And the Croc Man realizes that he stepped in it and believes the big blind here. It's the action hand from the action music. We look at the chip leader. It's Tam Trong, Nathan Ong, and the Croc. Top 3. Kizu, Patrick Vo, and Tom McCoe. Tom McMahon, I should say. 17 big. So we've had a bit of a change around, obviously. The feature table has been refreshened. Let's say that. Completely new bunch of cats. It's taken a second for me to work that out. But Tam Trung, 7-5 folds. The Croc Man, getting away from that hand. Queen 6. Nathan Ong, 8-6 of clubs. Suited gapper. 1 gap, 1 suit. And then away, Tom McMahon. McMahon. Ace Queen of Spades. Tasty on the button. Pocket 3s for Nelson Dong. He does have a stack. It's been min clicked. He goes all in and he gets quickly snapped off by Tom McMahon. Obviously, we ride for Nelson Dong here. Let's see the flop. 4, king, 7. No help for the ace queen. The turn is an 8. Also no help. Only an ace or a queen can get him out of jail. Oh, that's a straight. Oh, no good. The 3s hold. And Nelson Dong eliminates Tom McMahon. Is that real? Have I lost my mind or what? Or is Nelson Dong actually only on 23 bigs? Okay. I thought that, yeah. I'm not wrong, right? Tom's gone. He's out of here. He's seat 1. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not losing my mind because the graphics are completely wrong for Nelson Dong. Anyway, Tommy Mac hits the rail. See you later, senorita. Nice to meet you. Piece of pizza. Catch ya, Felicia. And he's removed. And there we go. Nelson Dong, 134 bigs. I didn't think I was wrong. 5.3 million. Just calling off everything with pocket 3s and slaughtering the kid. Now, if you want to learn how to crush that hard, how to have 134 bigs, I don't know what else to tell you except for this. Up the stakes with Nelson Dong. Anyway, enough of him. We look down here at Kizu. I assume that's how you say it. Kizu. Keekzu. I don't know. That's how I say it. Kizu. 9-9. And Patrick Vo has picked up ace 10 suited. So the 9-9. Oh, here we go. The 9-9 has 3 bet. And Nelson Dong has picked up acey kingy in the small blind. Under the gun, ace 10 raises to 80. Kizu 3 bets from the button with pocket 9s, and Nelson Dong in the small blind wakes up with ace king of diamonds. We still have the big blind to come behind Nelson. He only has 16 bigs, so we're playing off of effectively 25 bigs here, and the Dong jams it all in. Big blind folds, gets out of the way. Patrick Vo under the gun, ace 10 of suits, has a decision to make. He is behind the ace king of Nelson. Also takes one of his outs. Now he gets out of the way, and it's up to Zoo to decide if he wants to run, if he wants to flip, if he wants to risk it all and take on the big stack at this point. At this point. Does he feel like he can evade the dong? Or does he feel like the dong is going to swing against him? And he folds the 9-9 and he doesn't look happy about it. But Nelson adding more bigs to his stack now. 144 big blinds. Absolutely crushing. We ride with the dong. We said it. I didn't even know he was at Playlive, to be honest. I was just following him off Instagram. And then here he is now crushing up the stakes. Don't forget as well, Octopi Poker providing a free month. Maybe it's not that long, but a free trial anyway. Might get 5 or 6 minutes of Chidwick. Just absolutely laying it down. Do we have any comments in the chat yet? Says we've got one eyeball in the stream here. Is there any comments in the chat? Either way, put a 1 in the chat if you're in the chat. And here we go. Zizou, Kizu, K-Shan, Queen Jack. He puts in a raise in the cutoff. And the Nelson Dong picks up Ace Jack. This kid is on fire. He's running as hot as the sun. Let's see what he can do. Oh, straight away. Get him up there. Put his name on the screen. Up the stakes if you want to crush this hard. And it just goes all in again. Oh, it's so good to watch. Nobody's thinking, oh, he's good every time, and he's just got it. How does he know? How does he know how good he is? Oh, the big blind, ace 8 of hearts, and it's got to be thinking this guy can't be serious. This guy can't seriously be stealing from me every circulation. And he is. Nelson Dong takes that. And Kizu all into call again. Just folded pocket 9s to Nelson's ace king. And now he's being asked to lay down his queen jack to Nelson's ace jack. It's sickening. There's no aces left though, so that doesn't help. But again, Nelson Dong doing big stack shit right here and really putting it to him. Really, hey, don't do that. Anyway, absolutely excellent. Look at this, the Wombat. He shuffles, he cuts, riffles, splits, and he deals. Look at him, the way he just flicks it so... He almost breaks the sound barrier. He flicks those cards so hard and fast. Unbelievable. This is a hand number 5, apparently, in this new feature table. And we've got some big stacks here. Don't get it twisted. We've got Tam Trung on 56, the Croc Man with 43, and Nathan Ong 49. But they're just up against it. The big fat Nelson, the Dong Man. He's just here. He's in every hand and he's just putting max pressure and asserting himself. And if you haven't yet signed up to Octopi Poker, now's your opportunity. Free trial. And if that doesn't do the trick, well, up the stakes, Nelson Dong. Anyway, Nelson absolutely doesn't know me and has no affiliation, does not endorse anything I say. Let me just put that out there. Clearly, neither does Playlive and neither does Chidwick. All right? No, he doesn't. No one knows me and no one endorses the shit that I say. So let's just not get that clear. This is all off my own bat. And finally, a hand that Nelson can't steal. The Croc. The Crocodile Hunter. Tam Trung. 10-4 big buddy. And the King Queen takes it down from under the gun. Let's see the chip counts. Nelson Dong obviously crushing 150 bigs. And Tam Trong, 54. Nathan Ong and the Croc Man, both about 49, 46. Patrick Vo, a little bit less. 22 bigs. And the small stacks on this table are 14 and 18. Still fairly healthy. Plenty of poker in those stacks. Nothing to be afraid of. And this is Wildcard Poker. My name is Tucker. I am streaming the restream live from Byron Bay, Australia. We are here. And the Nelson Dong puts in a raise with 9-10 off. And Patrick Vo finally catches a hand against Nelson. Nelson studies him. Studies everything about him. He's watching his hands. He smiles as he looks over at his chip stack, as if to say, that's funny. I can't hear what they're saying, so who knows if he's picked up something else, if there's something in the audio. But Nelson is giving him full attention. Watch this. Study his face, folks. Oof. And so he jams it all in for 900,000, which is a pinch off the top from Nelson's stack here. Not that you'd want to see him get crazy with 9-10 offsuit. But the Croc Man folds and also does Nelson Dong. So sometimes folding is just as strong as knowing when to jam and when to scram. The main event of the Grand Prix at Melbourne. Play live. Sensational dealing here from the one and only Wombat, the Playlive Wombat. Every dealer has a nickname, and it's all a bit of fun. Not trying to be mean, not trying to bully or harass, but everyone needs a fun nickname, especially for the dealers. You know, they do so much. They are literally the 10th man, and you know, it's good to include them as well. A 10 reaches for the sunnies. Cops a spray there from the Croc. He says, and the Croc has ace jack. Too good. Too good. Small blind versus the button. He's got his Croc there on as well on the table. I've just seen his little giant card holder. It's massive, and it must have a detachable tail or something because he's giving it a squeeze. He's giving it a squeeze. Massive crocodile on the table there from the Croc Man. Argos. Having a bit of conversation with Tam Trong. And Nathan Ong. Ong's to the left of me. Trong's to the right. Here I am stuck in the middle with Croc. And he decides. What does he decide to do? 3 bets to 350. That's a smart play. And gives his glasses back. Wow. That was a smooth move there from Tam Trong, taking the man's glasses before betting at him and then obviously losing the hand and giving them back. So here we go. Nelson the Dong, he's on 150 bigs. absolutely crushing. And we should be wrapping up shortly, I dare say. Coming to the end. Maybe, what have we got left? Half an hour? 30 minutes on that clock over there? Maybe it's 37 or is it 17? I cannot tell. Maybe, who knows? Let me have a little look, see if I can zoom in here on the big screen. I think it's 37 actually. Let's see what the co-commentators say from the Play Live stream.
In South Melbourne.
Oh my God, you didn't say
Victoria.
Didn't say South Melbourne again, did you? Say 129 York Street.
Playlive Melbourne headquarters.
Don't worry about it. We know what that is. 129 York Street. Yeah, we get it. We got it. Monkey Man, love your work, sir. And here we go again. Tam Trung back with the King 9. And I heard the boys talking about King 9. Maybe Jabati. I think Jabati was talking about King 9 being okay. King 9 is trash. It's absolute trash. And the reasoning was that King 9 is good because you can make a straight. But what's that straight? Jack, 10, Queen. And what's a better straight than that? Ace, King. So King 9 is trash. I hate it. Then you hit a King and then what beats you? Everything. You hit a 9 and you're just in trouble with King 9. It's just trouble. Ace 9 is just there. Ace 9 is such a better hand than King 9. Anyway. I don't like it. I don't play it. It's just trash. King Jack, on the other hand. Very nice. Very nice. And he goes all in. Keisu. Tam Trong. With the trash King 9. Put it in the bin, son. Whose glasses are they? At the end of the day, we have to ask the question, whose bloody glasses are they? They look good on him, so that makes me think they're his. But now they're going to give them back to him again. They're no good for him. He gives them back to the croc. So 2 hands in a row that the glasses have done no good for. Tam Trong, who's in second place. With 50 big blinds. At any other table, he'd be the chip leader. But when you're sitting here next to 6 million in chips, he's just well ahead of the game. And one of the interesting things that you see in tournament poker is a big stack get too far ahead and they get too wide and they don't know how to continue the momentum and continue to stack chips like this man does and continue to take the right spots. They get too greedy, they get overconfident and end up burning all their chips. And so if he can maintain this momentum and keep the pressure on, it's going to be a masterclass. And the croc man picks up blank blank in the cutoff and says, I don't like nothing. And Nathan Ong picks up the solver special. Ace 5 ties you into both sides of the board, the high and the low, the ace and the 5. Nathan Ong, or Nong as his friends know him. Doesn't matter which N you use, the first or the last. Keksu folds. Dong folds. Good lay down there from the big dong. Doesn't get silly. Doesn't act a fool. Up in here. Doesn't lose his cool. Up in here. And the wombat, I can see him there, cut shuffling. Riffle. Oh, split. Wipes. Oh, steal. He steals the big blind ante there. Pulls it away from Nelson just to make sure that he doesn't pinch it. Keeps it for safekeeping tucked into his little burrow. Then he looks at the players and says into his little headset, would you like fries with that? Tam mucks it, chucks it into the mucks. The croc needs to learn how to RFID. Riffit. Doesn't know how. Do we have a problem with that seat? Seat 8. Can we get some attention to seat 8, please? Perhaps. Ooh. CO picking up the KJ. No. Wonder if he raised there. See if we can find something else. I do like these vibes. And we cross live now.
Gabriel's picked up King Jack offsuit, which is essentially the exact same hand as what?
Okay. So we did see Gabriel jam it in. And Kizu. Gabriel did not yet jam it in. Kizu did. Pocket sixes. And Nathan Ong. It's going to cost him a bit less than half of his stack to call. This all in here. When you have King Jack in this spot, it's much easier to put your opponent on an ace and lay it down there. You really want to see a flop with King Jack. It's what they're good for. It's what they're good for. For seeing, not for jamming and scrambling, chasing cards. So, it appears to be 22 left out of 365. I did see we had one viewer on the stream, and it was good to have them. Tam Trong 64. Anyway, there's 22 left in this epic day 2 of the main event, the Grand Prix in Playlive Melbourne, 129 York Street, South Melbourne. And they've removed the ticker that told us the prize money, but we do know up top is a whopping $106,000 as Nathong picks up ace queen in the hijack, raises, min click raise. The blinds are effectively 20 and 40 with a 40k big blind ante. So Nelson Dong folds, gets away from it. He's just been card dead all night, Nelson Dong. Can't get a hand. Just unlucky. Playing off 150 bigs. Sure, why not, as Monkey would say. My co-commentator, who is in fact located in the venue, Playlive Melbourne. As we lose another player on the outer tables, we're down to 21. As another. Is that Rich? Is Rich Colin out? Colin gone. Richie poor. No good. Oh well. Better luck next time, senorita. And don't forget that if you suck, all you've got to do is up the stakes with Nelson Dong, or grow a mo like our good friend Chadwick in Octopi Poker Land. Free trial for all of the wildcard poker watchers. Don't forget to subscribe to the Playlive Melbourne YouTube channel. Give it a like, give it a share, give it a sub. Follow along. Tam Trong, Ace King, King Kong, Nelson Dong, King 8. Too late. This could be disastrous here. 50 bigs. You don't really want to wrestle. You don't want to wrestle with the Dong man. Ace King. You don't want to flip at this stage of the tournament. He puts the glasses on again, the Croc glasses, I do believe. And Nelson, sharp as knives, picking up reeds, I believe, pondering the situation, folds as he's told, believes the big blind. You must. Ace King. Very nice holdings. The glasses finally hold, and he gives them back to the Croc, who wipes them down, refreshes the juju, says that's enough fluffing about, Tam. About to bring the luck back to me, he says. Give my glasses back to me. Like to see the Dong pick up a premium pocket aces here and just eliminate someone for fun. I'd like to see it immediately. Aces versus kings would be ideal. Let's see what he gets. King 7, no good. Who do we have here? Daniel Gabriel. Sleeved up. If Tam Trong, jump it up. We just skip somebody. That's right, Patrick Vo. Must have folded faster than light. Faster than the speed of light. And he goes for the clear glasses this time, does Tam Trong in the small blind. And he is sitting next to the man whose glasses he borrowed, the Croc. So he puts in a raise of approximately, not enough to get the Croc off this hand. He picks up Queen. This is a beautiful little spot here for the Croc on the big blind. Sensational. Now, what does he do? Does he put in a raise? He thinks about it for some time. It's fine, we've got time, but nothing but time. Time is of the essence. Does that mean we'd have no time? I don't know. The Croc man. Agaros. The angry Croc. The strappy Croc. The crocodile. He looks to stack chips. He looks to stack chips and rip chips in to the middle. Anyway, yesterday, we had the main event, the mini main event final table, and we saw a whole flock of galahs and cockatoos and falcons and ducks taking to the rail. Now the croc has 3-bet. He's 3-bet Tam Trong with pocket queens. And Tam has to weigh up now whether or not to believe. 49 bigs. There's 20 players left. And probably 20 minutes of play left in this day. And so why not tank a little? Why not think about it and just burn the clock down? Just get through to tomorrow. I'll tell you why not, because it's bloody boring. Hurry up, pull the clock out, put him on the clock. Guys, come on. You have to assume there's some kind of leather jacket here, railing. Hopefully that person has a clock. Did you bring your own clock, sir? Tam Trong. We're gonna have to cross live to the monk to see what the fuck's going on.
Here against Billy the Croc Argoros's 3-bet to 350k. And have a look at this from Tam. So
He does go with something creative.
Right,
it looks
okay.
like. So we were both wrong. Does go for the 4-bet. This is actually maybe a good hand selection to go with a suited king, and Croc just doesn't even think about it and snap calls. So
you got to love Billy the Croc here. He doesn't believe it for a second. Puts out a whole handful of chips to make the call after Tam decided to 4-bet him to 675k. Crocky going nowhere, obviously, with pocket queens. And Tam needs to find a king. And he's a genius at finding these cards.
Not today.
Ace 9-4. It's actually going to help Tam's range here.
Not today. It obviously does help Tam because he's thinking. It actually kills them both, really. Tam's going to be afraid and Croc's going to be afraid. And oof. What's he doing here? He's gone for a bit of a bet. Has Tam Trong 350,000 to call. And the Croc reassesses the hand. He says, am I still good? Am I still good? Queen would be nasty here. Oofed. The 4 comes in the turn. 9 ace. 4-4 is the board. 2 clubs. So Tam wondering whether and the boys have a bit of a stare off at each other. There is some tension between them. Subtle, gentle. The Croc has his arms crossed, which is an indication of stress. A little bit of a squeeze on the arms, indicating that things are not okay necessarily for him. There's also a slight hunch to Tam Trong. He's kind of leaned over the table a little bit as well. Both men not looking super comfortable here. This is a game of poker chicken in some sense with the overcard ace on the board. And Tam continuing to barrel at it. Continuing to barrel at it. And the Croc says, well, what am I into here? What has he got himself here? Does he have the ace? Am I up against the ace? And he's not comfortable at all. The big Croc. He's played it well. He's played it right. The 3-bet, the 4-bet, the call. The ace comes and he says, well. Another player has been eliminated on the outside table. This hand has taken 10 minutes so far. And the Croc wants to know what he should do. He's looking at Tam intensely. He's calculating. He's afraid of the ace. Clearly, all there is to do is be afraid of aces at this point. He's pondering a fold. His poker face is giving off all kinds of signals. He's like, what do you have? The way it played out, you could put him on ace king for sure. Like, this guy calls here or jams. He's on another level. Let's see what the boys have to say back in the studio.
Example. Is Tam going to bet flop, bet turn, jam river with a hand not as weak as ace-5 suited? It still is obviously top pair, but Croc can still have some strong hands here. So this is very, very interesting, and it's very rare to see a hand as strong as Queen's fold to such a small bet, but he does let it go, and I think he just says to Tam, don't show me.
Yeah, as
really
Tam,
nice, Tam.
Tam gets that done. As you can see, he bet 350k on the flop. Didn't size up on the turn, went 350 again on the turn. Jackson gets Billy the Croc to fold the Queens on.
Great poker there, really. Great poker. But he did tell the story. There was a raise, there was a re-raise, and then he was re-raised the re-raise, which suggests strength. Ace is definitely in his range in that situation. He barrels the flop. He continues his line on the turn. And the Queens are powerless. Pretty much needed to jam pre-flop in order to take that one down. Would have got the fold, jamming the pre. And the Croc, not happy to have lost 30 bigs in that previous hand. But Tam Trong leveling up to 80 big blinds as we have 13 minutes remaining in today's action before we bag for day 2, and then we end up coming back for day 3 tomorrow on the Monday. And we have 19 players remaining. Be good to see Nelson finally catch a hand. Finally see something. Anyway, he looks down, up the stakes. Anyway, Daniel Gabriel, and we see Patrick Vaux, Queen 6 in the mix. gets out of the way. Not today. Tam Trong, 6-5. Breathes a sigh of relief after lying his ass off to the croc. Anyway, folks, it's been a superb day of action again. Play Live. I'd like to thank myself, Wildcard Poker. I'm Tucker. I'd like to thank Play Live, obviously. All the staff, the players, of course. I'd like to thank
I'll be able to give away some of that merch too.
This bloke for doing his thing. The
The
monkey
monkey
man.
quiz or the monkey giveaway. I'll be doing
The monkey giveaways and the monkey quizzes over there on the Play Live stream.
12.25 give or
And the Jackson as well. Crushing over there. And, you know, I think we'll wrap it up here with 13 minutes to go in day 2. And we'll let them bag in privacy. You know, we don't need to watch them bag. It's a little bit embarrassing, I guess, if you stand there and just watch another man bag his chips. So, once again, it's been a pleasure. And until next stream, Wildcard out. Hold the phone, folks. We spotted the OG on the rail here. The Theo OG, he's on the rail. It's a bit strange to see him not in front of it. He's out. He's walked off. He's fucked off. All right.
this main event. If they had work on tomorrow, they'll be taking the day off one way or another. As the blank two of spades peels off on the turn, a Badoogie down on the board, all 4 suits down there. Complete brick on the turn. Check from Nelson Dong.
Nathan comes with bet again, so I think you want to go small again here, which he does. He goes
155 and gets the job done.
Yep. Just maybe even smaller. You do sort of target just draws now. Obviously, yeah.
Isaac on Facebook Live calling for a queen. Unfortunately, there was no queen to be found as it was a bet and fold on the turn. Isaac wanting to see a few more coolers or bad beats here at the feature table. We have seen a few. Jacko?
We have. There's been quite a couple over our session. We did start this at about 8 p.m., so 4 hours in. It's been quite fun. We did cop a little bit of a cooler, having hand for 2 hours. But besides that, we've had some action.
Yep.
We saw no one bust in 2 hours, and the next 2 hours we saw, I believe, 25 people bust. So it does show that the power of that bubble, and that's why Nelson has built such a massive chip advantage, is because no one wants to bust on that bubble. Obviously, as we mentioned, there's a $3,000 pay jump between the guy that busts and the next guy. So all the good players are really going to be the ones to take advantage of that, as we do look like we're getting a table redraw here. So we're probably going to stop action for a few minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, I would say, while these players get seated in their new stacks. So I think Monkey's going to read off some schedule related stuff.
Great shout, Jackson. You can hear the paper coming straight up to the
Russell.
microphone. Yeah, good on you, pal. Anyway, for today, Monday, March 16th, because it's now it has now just ticked over to the new day. So Monday, March 16th at midday, the main event players are going to be coming back. The stream will be on at about 20 minutes past the hour. So 12:20, 12:25, give or take, after the players have taken a seat. We've corrected all the chip stacks and made sure that everything works upstairs here in the commentary booth to bring that action for you. The redraw is going to take approximately 5 minutes. As you can see, Tiger bringing in some racks for the final 18 players, or the final 2 tables of this main event. Deep Freeze Day 2 starts at 3 o'clock. That does have a registration for tomorrow into the Deep Freeze. So if you weren't able to play the Deep Freeze today, you can come in tomorrow, or today, I should say, Monday at 3 p.m. That's an $1,150 buy-in. So $1,000 plus $150 going to that hospitality package. You start off with $200K, 40-minute levels, $75,000 guaranteed in the prize pool for that particular event. Now, it is a Deep Freeze, which means it is a freeze-out tournament. You cannot re-enter. You get 1 bullet and 1 bullet only in that Deep Freeze. That's starting tomorrow at 3 p.m. And then at 6 o'clock, the Berserker, for those people who want to try and get out in the get out. The get out event, penultimate, the Berserker tournament at 6 p.m. It's a $400 buy-in given away actually to Thanks Bra earlier. I gave him a buy-in into the Berserker, chosen at random. And I found out actually who Thanks Bra is. It's Nick Mooney, believe it or not.
Yep.
So he's got a free buy-in into the Berserker, courtesy of yours truly. It's a $400 buy-in, 330 plus 70, 50K starting stack. 15-minute blind levels until the end of registration. And then once registration closes, 20-minute blind levels is a 25K guarantee on that. So that's Monday, March 16th at 6 p.m., the Berserker. So if you want to have a last chance at trying to win some money down here at Playlive during their Grand Prix series, there's 2 events for you guys to jump into tomorrow. The Deep Freeze, if you've got some deep pockets, that's an $1,150 buy-in, like I said, starting at 3. Or the Berserker at 6 p.m., which is $400. And that $400 buy-in gives you access to a 25K guaranteed event, the Berserker, starting at 6 p.m. And that will finish probably somewhere in the vicinity of 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. So if you do come in to play the Berserker after work, factor in that the final table of that probably concludes somewhere in that vicinity of 1:30, 2 o'clock, maybe 2:30, depending on how many runners. As Wildcard Poker saying, what time does the stream end here? We are playing 1 more level, and then we'll be concluding and bagging and tagging and come back tomorrow at midday. So roughly about, let's call it an hour from now, Wildcard Poker, roughly speaking.
22 levels, right?
Correct. The end of level 22. So I know that they have this level to play. As Vincent Wan, Wonky, the man himself, who did win the Aussie Millions, the last Aussie Millions, I think.
He is the reigning champ
Reigning
for like
champ.
6 years, I think.
That's
something like
true.
That, yeah.
So Wonky is taking a seat down here on the feature table, and I'm going to really enjoy myself in the commentary booth calling the action for Wonky, because I've played a lot of cards with Wonky, and better than that, I'd love to see how he plays, especially under the lights of this feature table. He is an expert poker player and has been in the scene for, geez, a very long time. I would say give or take 20 years, maybe a fraction more than that. He's had some very good fortune go his way at Crown Casino. He's won a couple of Royal Flush jackpots at Crown playing No Limit Hold'em. And he's also taken down the Aussie Millions and been the reigning champion of that, like you said, Jackson, for the last 6 years, mainly due to the fact that there hasn't been an Aussie Millions for the last 6 years. So he's been the longest reigning champion ever. Aussie Millions obviously kicking off towards the end of April into May. And during that time, if you do not have the bankroll to be able to play down at Crown Casino, you can always come in here to Playlive, who do have their 1 year anniversary since they opened the doors. They've got a mini series on, I guess you could call it, or the Birthday Bash series coming out during the same time as the Aussie Millions. So if you bust out from the Aussie Millions or you want to play some smaller events, Playlive has everything you want down here at 129 York Street, South Melbourne, during that Aussie Millions time period. Just having a quick look at what else I can discuss here. We did discuss, Jackson, that you shot a bullet into the mystery bounty with.
Not like that.